Let's go.
Hello, we are
Hello.
Geek and Bold, and it's me and Susan again, as always. Um, this week we are discussing a British movie from the 1950s, 1957 to be precise, with a all-star cast from that era. A story of a building, a truck company who deliver ballast and rubble for building sites, and they do it. They're on a timer. They're on to make the money. Hell drivers, we are talking,
Yeah.
um, and that's the main plot thing of this movie is getting to the destination as quick as you can with your load, get back, get another load. But we'll delve more into this as we go along. So I'm going to go over to Susan now with our opening thoughts on Hell Drivers.
All right. Well, this wasn't my first time seeing it. I don't think. I kind of remember, and it may have been when I was watching all that stuff, surrounding William Hartnell. Like, but this is such a good story. It's it's like this driver. What's his name? His name is Tom, and he's kind of fighting all of the things. He's fighting. It's like man versus machine, because that truck that he's driving, number 13, has a wonky brake,
Yeah,
and then it's like man versus nature. You can tell he's fighting the ruddy, muddy roads and stuff, and then it's like man versus the clock, because like Lee was saying, it was the stories about these guys that are kind of forced to drive incredibly incredibly fast,
and dangerous.
to the point of being completely unsafe,
Mm.
and skidding, even doing the drifting, the sideways skid into a corner, with a load full of pea size, or well, like marble sized gravel. And it was, these lorries that they're driving are old. I mean, they may not have looked old when this was made in 1957, but I kind of think that they kind of did in some ways, because they definitely weren't the most beautiful lorries that I've ever seen in my whole life. But uh, the other thing that they're doing is it's man versus man, because he's fighting against this guy named of Red, and Red is in truck number, I think it's 5. I can't remember.
One.
1. Okay.
Red is numero uno.
And Red is struggling because he doesn't like the new guy at all. And when the new guy starts taking his shortcut, Red thinks, so I can kill him now. He's not just going to beat him up. Like, they have some fisticuffs, but it gets to the point where he's like, I'm going to kill this guy, and I'm just going to run into him a bunch of times with my truck. Only uh, Tom took off in the number 1 truck that day that this confrontation happened, and yeah, And it ended like a Michael Bay movie, like a big. They went off the cliff, and instead of just going off the cliff and crashing, it exploded because the guy in the number 13 didn't have any brakes. So Red was an idiot for jumping in number 13.
Well, he thought it was number 3.
Yeah, because of the trade, the trade. Yeah, Gino and Tom did a number trade just so that they could clear the road.
Yeah.
And Gino is played by Herbert Lom, who is in so many things. I mean, he's like this old horror movie stand, like, you know, he's a Stan. No, I'm just kidding. He's in a lot of them anyway, and that's cool. And then like this was one of the first things that Mr. Sean Connery was in.
You noticed him.
Yeah, and of course William Hartnell as the boss. As Cartley. What a name for a guy running a lorry company. Cartley. You get it? Cartley? Not right, Lee?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it's a play on words. I mean, this is pretty brutal, but I mean, it's got some funny bits. So, those are my opening thoughts. What about you?
Well, what draws my attention to it to begin with is the cast in this. I mean, you've got Stanley Baker in the lead as Tom. In his day, he was one of the biggest leading British actors before his death in 1976. Herbert Lom, as you said. You had Patrick McGoohan as Red.
Yep.
You know, a great actor. You said you've also mentioned William Hartnell as Cartley. There was Wilford Lawson. There was Sid James. Jill Ireland was in this. Alfie Bass, Gordon Jackson, a young David McCallum.
Yeah, that's right. David McCallum was in it.
Very young David McCallum. As you say,
he was on crutches.
Yeah, a young Sean Connery as well, you've already mentioned. So the cast was amazing to see. But they said they were just like small parts for all these people. And the way this situation of they've got to get this ballast to the sites in a certain time, get back to earn your money, go out there and get another load, get back again. It was a murderous route and job. And then you found out that Red and Cartley are scamming the company with the money. But also as well, with Tom being the outsider, the new boy, he been in prison as well.
He served his time.
Served his time. He just said he'd been out of, he'd been away, but he knew he'd been in prison because his mother didn't want anything to do with him. He was not taking any crap really off Red.
Right.
Red was scrape, winning all the money because he was number one. He was beating everyone there. He was a bully.
Yeah.
Marvelously played by Patrick McGoohan.
Yeah, I was going to say Patrick McGoohan really ate all the scenery and.
Yeah, this was before Danger Man or over in the US. It was Secret Agent, wasn't it? Secret Agent Man or something. And 10 years before The Prisoner. but yeah, he great villain was Red. And then, of course, you get Cartley as well, who's his accomplice.
Yeah,
Mr. Hartnell playing a villain.
yeah,
Uh, but I just love because it was 1950s. They used to hang out in the cafe together after work, just playing tabletop football, listening to the jukebox,
yeah.
and maybe going to the cinema. Gino taking his gal to the cinema. It's just an easy life of the 1950s, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Not nothing too complicated.
Nothing too complicated. But what a rowdy bunch
Yeah.
of drivers. For the woman who did the bed and breakfast for him, she had all the rooms and all like that. I won't have them running about like that and shouting and bawling and but yeah, it was an enjoyable movie. I mean, it's a bit dated now. Yeah, it's 1950s, but I don't know if it was based on truth or not. Did any companies run a run a business like that?
Well, I heard as a truck driver, I heard about trucking firms that would run on two logbooks,
Yeah,
like because you weren't allowed to work over a certain number of hours a day. It wasn't about road like getting down the road fast. It was about number of hours. So you'd
yeah.
have like 8 hours here and 4.5 hours here, 5 hours here on this one, and you switch from this logbook to this logbook. So this one makes it look like you were only driving for 4 or 5 hours, and this one made it. I mean, this
Yeah.
one you'd finish. So when this logbook was timed out, you'd put this one away, and then you'd start running off this one. That was when it was paper. It's really hard to fool the computer though now. So
Yeah.
I mean,
just
it's all computerized now, and people's honesty doesn't have to, their integrity doesn't have to come into play, and the firms aren't forced to, or are basically the firms are forced to, on a certain level follow the law.
mm.
It's just a lot safer.
I mean, it was for a 50s movie. It was fast paced.
It really was.
Yeah,
I mean, those were some speedy chase scenes,
yeah.
fast cuts.
I mean, yeah. As I said, it's a little bit dated now, but it was the scene in it was fast paced and yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, like you. I think I've only seen this once before.
Uh,
I mean, this last week was just a random pick last week, and to be honest, I forgot who was in it.
I, I
I knew I'd seen it before, but then when you're sitting down watching it, you think, "Oh yeah, Sean Connery's in it. Oh yes, Johnson's in this." But yeah, I enjoyed it. Any moments for you? What you particularly liked?
well, when when Tom takes the detour, and it's even scarier because it's right along a cliff.
That's the quarry. Yeah, the quarry clip. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. And then the other part that I really liked was when they were dancing and stuff, and there there's just there was so much joy, and then it all breaks down because they get their noses out of joint, and
And,
it
and
just became like Blitzkrieg Bop, the way you'd imagine the Ramones song Blitzkrieg Bop.
but that scene there, where in the dance hall, shall we say?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, where Tom will not fight because he's just come out of prison. He doesn't want any trouble. He
Right.
walks away. He walks away from it. And for the rest of the film, all the other work people are having a go. They're just calling him a coward. They're calling him a yellow belly. They're calling, they're
Right.
picking on him all the time. But he was only trying to look after himself.
Yeah.
He
Well,
didn't-
it's because none of those guys had ever been in prison.
yeah. You
Yeah.
could see why he did it, but then you think, oh, look, poor bastard.
Yeah.
They just anything he did, they would just try. They had it in for him after that.
Yeah. Well, then basically the whole thing was basically brutal for new drivers and for these old ones and stuff. Just rough.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it was challenging to be, to be in that lorry that he was assigned, the 13, without any freaking brakes. I mean, what the hell? Like, how in the hell is he supposed to make this fucking lorry go down the road without running, without crashing into something?
Mhm.
Here I am envisioning coming upon one of those quintessential English rock fences and bam, crashing into it. I don't know. That's just what I thought. It's like, because you can't slow down.
I mean, the scene at the beginning of the movie where he's taken out in that truck, and the guy is testing him to see if he can drive it in the time. He's holding his stopwatch, his fob watch there as he's running around the fields and down the roads. Gets to the quarry, back again, and they find out then that the brakes are a bit dodgy. Then,
yeah, and
yeah,
then they don't fix them.
Yeah, and then when he gets to the place, Tom says, "Oh, you could drive it back out." Another guy says, "I can't drive it back. The police took the license off me." I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, that was classy.
But,
and the other thing that was really great was seeing William Hartnell as a baddie. You're right. It was like, oh my gosh, he did play some tough motherfuckers before he played the Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, you don't find out until near the end of the movie he's a bad.
Right, because yeah, you're right. He's carrying himself with some innocence.
Yeah, until you discover that Red and Cartley are scamming the company for the money,
Right, but Cartley doesn't give a shit. He just sends Tom out in that broke down number 13.
Yeah.
It takes a ballsy company to send somebody out in a lorry without any brakes, right?
True.
You think the Ministry of Transportation would go, tut, not on our fucking roads, boy.
Well, maybe this was well before all these health and safety laws and stuff like that.
Oh my god! But, no, you didn't know. You gotta have brakes. I mean, you even on a bicycle, for fuck's sake. You gotta. It's none of this. Driving by Zen or whatever. Fucking muggle proof. I don't know, like the magic car of the Weasleys. This is like, it's one of those necessary parts of a vehicle, right? Would your company ever send you out in a lorry without any fucking brakes?
Well, what I'm saying is, if it's a dodgy company run by dodgy management, they would do.
They would. Okay, Jesus.
They would
scared of you. Scared of.
Yeah.
No.
But it was good to. It was good to see the scene with McGowan and Hartnell in the truck together.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was only for a few minutes, but together, and then both of them getting the comeuppance over the edge of the cliff.
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
That's the closest we'll ever get to McGowan being with a doctor.
True story.
I'm wearing my Hartnell top here.
You are wearing your Hartnell top, yes.
And
that's a new shirt, isn't it?
Well, it's new to me.
It was a Christmas gift, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Merry Christmas to you. It's just fun. It's really fun because Hartnell himself he was so good as a doctor. I mean, after the prehistoric man four-parter, he got so sweet and he just became so cool, like so alien and so cool. I just, there wasn't any of that awfulness remaining in his doctor's character. And I just think the world of that. And I think that except for when he dogged Susan back on Earth, like left her after the Dalek invasion. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I suppose Hartnell had played all the bad guys before that anyway. It was nice for him to do that role of a grandfather figure. But because all the movies of Hartnell, well, off the top of my head, like Brighton Rock, it's Hell Drivers. He was always playing nasties or
military guys, like in the Mouse That Roared, or the Invincible Battalion.
Yeah, or the Carry On Sergeant, or the Army Game on TV. He was always playing authoritative or nasties.
Right. Okay. I'll buy that.
And Hell Drivers is no exception.
Yeah.
So,
but it's also fun that the guy who's like in charge of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like has been with the Doctor too. David McCallum, wasn't he with Buffy? No, I don't.
No,
can't remember what. Just hang on a second. I'll figure this out. Figure out what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, no, that was Anthony Head. What was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh, that's right.
David McCallum was Ilya Kuryakin from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Steel in Sapphire and Steel and
right. Okay.
Stuff like that. The Invisible Man in the 70s.
Oh, okay. All right.
We've just gone into your head canon, haven't we?
No, I just lost. I just got confused a little bit. All right, never mind. But it was good to see him too. He looked really, really young in this one, especially like on those crutches, because like he just looked like so helpless and stuff. But anyway,
but he was on the crutches because of his brother Tom with the accident, and this is where Tom had gone to prison.
Yeah.
And this is why his mother didn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there all apologetic. His brother accepted his apology, but his mother, no.
No. Like I said, it's a brutal movie, even amongst their family. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else you'd like to say about Hell Drivers before we move on?
No, I'm pretty much I've covered what I thought were. Oh, it was good. It was good that I don't know if there's any colorized versions out there, but I love the black and white, and I love how at times it was a little bit like film noir because there was a little subterfuge going on back and forth amongst these drivers. And then you'd see these moments of like subterfuge, and then like and they're walking along the streets or something, and hiding from one another. But then there was like this. Then they get into these fight scenes, and the light. It was bright lights, and every punch you could see. It wasn't like the modern fights, which are all shot with really low lighting. There was big. It was like big melees, sort of fight scenes.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, so that was fun.
That's it. There's a bit of little fact for your trivia fact. This film was distributed by the Rank organization. You've mostly seen many films with the Rank where the guy hits the thing with the at the beginning of it. Big, big what do you call it? Symbol thing. He hits it with the thing to make the noise. It says Rank organization.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The muscled guy who just hits the thing to make a noise. The Rank organization company who distributed this film and many others at that time, J. Arthur Rank, was from Hull.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize that this was going to end up being a Hull reference, but if Lee can find one, he's gonna let you know exactly what it is. And so apparently this fellow named Rank, he was from Hull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rank Film Organization was created by J. Arthur Rank, who was from Hull.
And was the company in Hull?
No, I don't think so, but
Probably London. But yeah, the guy can be from Hull.
yes, there you go.
There you go. Nothing's shy of a Yorkshireman every so often. Yeah.
That thing there, where you get the guy hitting the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Rank organization. So, founded in 1937.
Nice.
Defunct in 1996. There you go.
Yep.
Anyway, the headquarters is in London.
Yep.
Right. So, shall we go to Final Saints score?
Sure.
Over to you.
Okay. Well, due to the fact that it's a really good tale, it's really exciting. It's really brutal. It's really scrappy. It's got a real film noir feel in places, and I attribute that to the black and white. And the other thing is like the brutality was not hidden. It was done in really bright lights, and like the accident of the accident of Red and Cartley was also really quite amazing, in that it showed that it was just a brutal life, and these guys are just there's no but that basically ended their thievery. So for all of that, I will give this 9 broken brake lines out of 10. And it's like, get your fucking brakes fixed, why don't you?
For me, yeah, enjoyable. It didn't drop, it didn't drag. It was straight through. Great acting, great story. A classic movie. So for me personally, I'm going to give it 10
Oh wow.
10 ton of rubble delivered on time out of 10.
Wow, right on. Oh, I remember what it is. It's David McCallum he's in the NCIS ones.
That's the one, yeah. That's what he does now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a lot of those things. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. He must be in his late 80s now.
He must be in his 14th season of that, or 20th season of that. That's been on for a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
So that is our little review of a classic movie, Hell Drivers. Please, you guys out there, if you watch this, and if please give us a thumbs up if you do on YouTube. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Or even put like what other people put on it. What the hell is this? I've been reading some comments. What the F is this? It's a review of a movie. That's what it is. Some people. I
Jesus.
don't know. I don't know what they was expecting. But
Sorry.
anyway, yeah.
Well, if you don't get it, if you haven't figured out that we do reviews based out of a 1 to 10 rating system, and we've reviewed like all of these different things,
I mean,
really, you can all just fuck off.
Yeah, it says review in the title of the thing that we put up. So what are you expecting to watch the movie in a 30-minute review thing?
Uh,
Uh-huh.
uh,
You keyboard warriors.
Keyboard warriors.
Hey ho. I'm
Hey,
taking up. I'm taking no prisoners today. So, but if you would like to join us, you know where we are. Facebook,
that's right.
Twitter,
Leave a
YouTube.
comment. Just leave a fucking comment. Lee's reading them.
It proves that I do read the comments.
Funny.
So yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
If you would like to be on this, whatever you want to call it,
This.
just try and get in touch with us. Just leave a message. You know where we are.
Got to be 18 because I swear like a like a sailor sometimes, and should have a device that works, and Zoom that works, and mic that works, and camera that works.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and a brain that works.
That helps.
A mouth that works. That's all you need.
Oh.
So that's it. That's our little review. So until next time, guys, drive safely.
Oh, joke.
Just drive safe.
Use your blinker.
Keep on the right side of the road. No speeding.
Oh, Jesus.
So, bye for now.